Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here planning for the week of June 29th through July 5th. This is in my B&R Papercrafts Plan B planner. And for this week, I'm also using a kit from B&R Papercrafts. This is called Zanzibar. As you can see, I've used it before, but it's a deluxe kit, so I should have plenty left. It's on matte vinyl, so really nice to work with. I have 3 full boxes here, 3 more full boxes, and some glitter headers, some functional things, glittery boxes, non-glittery boxes, more functional stuff, 3 more full boxes, and a few icons. So my plan for this week is to use this set of glitter headers, use this set of headers. I can never figure out if these are wider or not. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm probably just going to run the full boxes through the middle. I think that's what we're going to go with. And I think I'm going to put down the weekend banner. In other things that I need, since it's the second time using the kit, I did pull out I Buy M fine liner in this turquoise color. I'm going to use that to write the dates. And then I also pulled out a few things that I'm going to need just in the way of extras. So first off, I pulled out these 2 washi tapes to be the bottom washi. This top one I think came from Joann's several years ago before they closed. And then this one is from AliExpress from like 10 years ago. But I have just a little left, so I'm going to try to work on finishing that. And then I also have this shiny one from Daiso, which I'm going to use as one of my sets of headers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down these headers along the top. I'm going to put this one in the middle, and I'm going to make these the bottom headers. And then I'm going to put down the bottom washi, the weekend banner, all that stuff. Pull out my slice tool. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. So I will be back in just a minute so we can do the interesting bits. All right, here's where we're at so far. I think it's looking pretty cute. It's a little scribbly up here, but it's legible, so I'm gonna take it. In terms of the full boxes, I have all of these. So I would like to get them kind of as much going together as I can. A little complicated, but we're gonna make it work. So to me, I feel like the odd ones out are like this one, and this one. So that's what I'm gonna kind of put in to, I guess we're gonna put my quote box maybe just like put it maybe up high, up here maybe. There we go. And I think I want to put the kind of like pontoon boat here in the center. I did forget to mention the reason of this kit this week is this weekend is 4th of July here in the US. It's family time, and my family is from a beach town in Michigan, so not Zanzibar. Definitely nothing that fun or exciting, but it is still time for us to spend together. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I wanted to pick some kit that kind of went with that vibe, even if it's not strictly a kit like my hometown or strictly a 4th of July kit. I know it's America 250, but I just wasn't feeling the vibes. So we're just gonna go this way, and I think it's gonna be fine. Did finish that page, so that's nice. I like to have things I don't have to store in my leftover stash. All right, that looks pretty cute. I'm gonna go with that. I don't mind it. Looking at the sidebar, this feels not straight, which I don't really understand because I thought I lined it up with this edge here. All right, I guess we're just going to go with that. Finding all my other pages. I am just gonna start out with a washi strip. There we go. And then I thought I had a habit tracker left in here. It looks like I do not have a habit tracker left in here. Okay, let me see what I can find in my stash. Oh, I had over here. Nope. I had a few things that I didn't use recently that had some habit trackers in it. And I don't know. Oh, there we go. Here's where I put them. I knew they had to be somewhere. I think I could use this light blue and have it work, even though it's not strictly a color in the set. This is habit tracker set from Sarah Elizabeth Prince. And then I do have, wow, I'm just like a disaster today. I also dropped my light on the floor. Well, it is what it is. We're just gonna make it work. In my stuff here, I do have some Piper Paper Company, Jessica Erin Designs little icons. I'm going to use this bright blue. Again, it's not strictly in the kit, but I feel like it goes. For tracking my socials, I don't think I'm going to do a second habit tracker for anything else. So I'm going to set that back to the side. I think I'm going to then put in another washi strip. I feel like that's always a good choice. Also, I like to have as few leftovers as possible in my kit. So next up, I need a weekly box for my meal tracking. Oh no, I dropped more things. I do have this one that might work. Let me see what the color looks like. It'll technically work, but I think what I'm actually going to use is just this checklist. I think that's going to be fine. So I'm going to put that in, and then I guess we're on another washi strip. There we go. And then next, I do want to put just in like one of these boxes that I can put in like a weekly highlight or something along those lines. Sorry if you hear my cat screaming in the background. And then I think I'm gonna use this washi strip so that we don't have the same color right next to each other. There we go. And then this page, I have another full box. There we go. Another page that's now done. And then I'm going to take the last washi strip and just put that down here. And we finished off the sidebar. I think that's overall looking pretty cute. I do think I might just put in here now. I think. Yeah. Do I think this purple family time script is not going to go? I think it's going to be fine. This is also from B&R Paper Crafts, so I'm just going to use that right there. All right. Moving on to the weekdays. So typically I use these little skinny boxes for work. I'm going to be working 4 days this week, theoretically. So I'm going to use these guys. And I'm just going to try to stick them down in an order that is not the same order as the headers, just to mix things up a little bit. Hopefully that works out okay. There we go. Do I want to use a script for work? Why not? Okay, so in terms of work scripts, I could use these work from homes again. I feel like they match the other ones. Last time I used these, I ended up not actually getting to work from home most of these days. As my Nana passed, but hopefully this time nothing dramatic will happen in my family and I can just use these scripts without any major events happening. Also on, I think I have, if I'm pulling out scripts, I also have this one that says Instapost. It's pink, but I think it'll also fit in. So I'm just gonna use that there. There we go. Okay. Trying to really use some of these things and not just hoard them for forever. Also on Monday, I do have my plan with me going up. So here's that. And let me see, do I have things that will work? I think I could use this guy. Ooh, I have a little YouTube icon. That's even better. I'll put my little paper clip back. Okay, so that's Monday. I don't think anything else really is scheduled for that day right now. Tuesday and Wednesday, I also don't believe I have much scheduled. So let's move to the second half of the week. Start out with my little work guy. There we go. I might try to finish a little early this day. We'll have to see how that goes. And I'm gonna have some prep work for travel, but that's probably gonna end up in a checklist or something along those lines. On Friday, it is a day off, as it is a holiday here, by virtue of 4th of July falling on a Saturday. However, I feel like the main thing to mark is going to be that's a travel day. So we do have a couple of flights. I think I could use maybe these. These are from Piper Paper Company. So I'm just going to use a little flight guy here. I'm just going to save another one for later rather than having to find this page again. So that's flights out to visit my family. I am going to stick in this guy. I will have a video go up. I believe it's going to be my reading journal, Book Bujo. By the time you see this video, that one will be up, so definitely check it out. Saturday is 4th of July. I did pull out my seasonal stickers. Do I have anything patriotic? These are all voting related stickers. These are fall. Let me see what I have in the way of summer stickers that might be appropriate for 4th of July. I feel like I don't have a lot of like 4th of July specific stickers because obviously only comes around once a year. So that would be maybe a little strange to have a lot of specific stickers for that. None of these are really like super 4th of July-esque. Oh, I could maybe use these, the little catching fireflies, because theoretically we're gonna have fireworks assuming it's safe to do so. Okay, so I am gonna stick in, maybe this label. Here we go. These are from Sweet Ava's paper. They're super cute. I'm glad I get to use one. Okay, so stick that in. I don't have anything else planned for 4th of July right now. We'll probably do some sort of barbecue, hang out with my grandma, things like that. And then the last thing I want to mark is our flight home. We get home, I think, pretty late on Sunday night. So there's that. I think that's where we stand right now for the prep work. Sorry, the light is not very well angled. But I think we're going to leave it here. So I think it's a pretty good start and a pretty good setup. I do, of course, still have a pretty good amount of stuff to use during the week. And I'm excited to see how it turns out. So stick around for just a second and you can see the finished spread. All right, here's the finished spread. I'll give it a little bit of a wiggle so you can see the foiling that's there. But I love how it turned out. Definitely very colorful and fun. I also used up the kit quite well, I believe. So you saw earlier I had 2 pages that I finished completely. And then in here, I just have some date dots and a few functional things, a few icons, a couple of little things, etc., and a few boxes on these 2 pages. But I really used up a good amount of this kit. So I'm quite happy with that. I'll throw this last little bit in my leftover stash to be used at some point in the future. I did also pull in a few extra things beyond the kit from B&R Paper Crafts, as you might expect. This little Piper Paper Company, Jessica Aaron Designs, Insta icon, all of these script stickers, which are all also from B&R Paper Crafts, just not from the kit. I also pulled in this set of washi, which is shiny washi from Daiso. This washi is from Michaels, I believe, and this one is from AliExpress from like 10 years ago. I also pulled in this wash towels, maybe from the sticker patch. I'm honestly not sure. This one from Sweet Ava Paper. This is a Scribble Prints Co. These are Piper Paper Company or Jessica Aaron Designs. This one, I think, also Sweet Ava's paper. But overall, I think it was a really cute week in my planner. It had ups and downs for work, for sure, quite busy overall, but pretty good, and then some nice family time over the weekend. So with that, that's all I have for today. As always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know how your week went down below. Or if you're not feeling chatty, leave me some sort of beach related emoji just to say hi. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. You can see in progress and finished spreads, bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.